Hello, everyone. Remember when we started this conversation about 3 months ago, and we said we were going to be reporting minute by minute and having very important conversations about the upcoming presidential elections in Cameroon. And here we are. I think we are less than 1 week. Can you imagine that? We are going to be going to the polls on the 12th of October 2025. Cameroonians are getting ready. We see a lot of people trying to withdraw their electoral cards so that they can be part of the entire process. And we see a lot of politicians also in different regions of Cameroon taking part in the campaign. The SDF in the far north region, the NUDP also in the far north region, Issa Shoma Bakari of FSNC is actually in the littoral region of Cameroon. Different opposition parties are crisscrossing the different parts. And also Honorable Cabral Libi is also visiting different parts of the country, and we see Honorable Tomaino Damjoya in the West region to woo voters and present their economic, political, and social programs ahead of the 12th of October presidential elections in Cameroon. But as election is approaching, is it enough just to go out and vote? Is it enough to say, I have a voter's card and I'll be participating in the election? The Social Democratic Front Party says that no, it's not enough. But what does it take to protect, to not just take part in the election, but make sure that the votes that you are going to, the ballot that you'll be casting on the 12th of October is protected till the votes are counted and even after, and that the results reflect what you as a voter wanted. We have the National Secretary in charge of political education and training with the Social Democratic Front Party, Madame Yvonne Muma B. Madame Yvonne, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mimi. It's been an uphill task, but I'm very happy I could make it at
Yes.
the end of the day.
Yes. And I should also apologize to Cameroonians because we had announced this live stream for 6 p.m., but we know how the internet connectivity problems in Cameroon are. So thank you so much, Madam Yvonne, for still sparing that time to come and speak to us, because Cameroonians need to know what happens after the voting. So we wanted to know whether voting is enough. What does the Social Democratic Front mean when it says that citizens must go beyond casting their ballots to protect the votes?
Yeah, after casting your votes, if you completely abandon your polling station, the ballot boxes may be stopped. But if you cast your votes, and at the end of polls, towards the end of polls, you go around your polling station and make sure you participate in the counting process. The more the people, the better. You make sure, as you know, sometimes at 6, it's already dark. So you make sure you are there to count and make sure that your vote counts. Let the return sheets be filled in your presence. After all, during counting, the results are usually put on the board. You can snap even the results on the board as would have been attributed. The votes that each candidate will get, take a picture of the votes on the board. Then the scrutiny, who is in the polling station, after counting all of that, will do that. And then the polling agents make sure that what was on the board is what is written on the return sheet against the name of each candidate. All the candidates' representatives, there's supposed to be 12 of them, including the electoral staff, and the president. So the president of that polling station, everybody is supposed to sign as many copies as there are representatives in the polling station should be signed, because each representative goes home with a copy. It's those copies that you bring back to the campaign headquarters where we are, that will now be tallied as they come in. That's how the results will be tallied. And after every electorate must have done this, or SDF member must have done this, we ensure that if in a polling station of 500 people, only 100 turn out to vote, let's get the 100 who voted as end results, not what we used to obtain here, my dear. You see, more voters than registered in a polling station because they
Yes.
stop and forget themselves.
So
This
how are you
time,
going to do that when the elections governing body has not actually unveiled the electoral register? How are you going to know?
this morning, they told us they have posted on their Facebook page pertaining to the diaspora because that was our clarion call yesterday. We said if we don't have all the polling stations, we will not be able to allocate polling agents to those polling stations. This morning, they said Elecam announced that they had put on their Facebook page. So what we are doing now is asking our representatives in 368, 58 divisions, sorry, to go get those numbers and the polling stations, because polling stations, we all know, have been removed from military barracks. They've been removed from chief palaces,
Policies,
which means
yes.
it's a new dispensation that that list was a must that they publish. After we decried the non-publication of that list yesterday, they announced since morning, internet has been limping in Cameroon. So we need to get this information from the division, the headquarters where they've been posted. They'll go and take even pictures and send so that we can finish the work we have to do by attributing polling agents to all the polling stations.
Right. So there's also this general idea of people not knowing exactly what they need to do. They don't know their rights. The voters that even have the voters' cards might not know what their rights are on polling day. What do you have to tell them?
On the voter's card, your polling station is mentioned. But I want to remind those of the Northwest and Southwest regions that these polling stations have been grouped into center. Our district chairpersons are doing all to ensure that they inform members and sympathizers that in polling center A or B, the stations that used to be around or in the quarters have been grouped to what Elecam terms a more secured place. All of this we had insisted should be at walking distance from where our members have to go and vote. We are happy that the lockdown has been lifted. Those centers exist, and we are insisting that at the grassroots, our members should be informed so that they can even go towards the centers. And why not look for where to stay around there so as to, participate. The ballot paper, as we call it, is their bullets. That is the bullet each Cameroonian would use to shoot out this octogenarian regime. So, with your voter's card or not, if you know where you used to vote, because I've had complaints of people who want to collect their cards, quite a number of them, and they've not been able because of the long queues. Some have to run to work, run to seek for daily bread. With your ID card, if on the voters register you already know your polling station, on Sunday morning, take your ID card and go, and your name will be on the register. All they need to do is it's in alphabetical order. When it's in stations, if the names are allocated to stations, if it's in centers, they are allocated to stations according to alphabetical order. Go to that your where you were supposed to vote. Look for your name. The voters registers normally are pasted in front of the voter, the voting stations. You look for your name. Go in with your ID card. It will be traced. If you are not collected, usually they have the remaining ID cards, voters cards in the polling station. If you are not retrieved it with your ID card, you will vote, and it may be possible for you to collect your voters card on that day. Voting is your right. It's not somebody doing you a favor. So make
Yes.
sure you go to the voter station and you'll be
and
able to
and
vote.
vote. So there's also the aspect of intimidation and fear, where people are thinking like, if there are irregularities, how do I respond to these irregularities? So how can people handle this without putting themselves at risk?
Yes, but we must practice the principle of our safety first, of do no harm. Normally, the police are supposed to be around. They usually sit out of the polling center where there are multiple stations. If you notice the lists, go to the police and report. But no polling agents should leave their polling station to go and report, because 1 minute out of your polling station, that's when they stop the ballot boxes. You must, as a polling agent also, those who be polling agents should be very vigilant. Make sure no envelopes find themselves away from where the ballot papers have been lined and the envelopes are found, because usually that trick, they are stuffing them. We are even advising Cameroonians, when you go and vote, make sure you tear what you did not vote before you put in the trash,
Yeah,
so that they
but
cannot even go
do
and
you think the
retrieve
people
from
should
there.
trust, people can trust the police that are there when they are receiving orders from above the executive arm of the government?
Mm, Mimi, it since 1992, I've been in polling stations with all the tensions that go with it. It has never been to an extent where you need to fight. We need to protect our votes, and in a very civil manner. Please also charge your phones, because the biggest trick is that there's electricity outage, and the benefit from that. I have been to polling stations where lights went out and all the phones, people even came with touch lamps. They lighted, because if you listen to Elecam, they say they send in the ballot boxes, amongst the polling material, you always see a lamp. That lamp cannot, the perimeter it lights is very limited. But if all the touches, or all those who are outside and those inside, put on the lights of their phones, those votes will be counted. We want to believe that Cameroon has reached that level of civilization where no polling, because that thing happens within the ambits of the polling station. No polling station president will risk his or her life to want to rig elections in the name of. So let's believe that the elecam staff who is there, because when you sign the return sheet, there's an extra copy that
Yeah.
elecam takes along. Let's hope that what you'll be recording, if somebody wants to become physical, make sure you quietly take pictures of such a scene. We just need evidence to use. Don't
Because
tolerate
the level of
threat.
the
Yeah,
level of desperation is
yeah,
general. Yeah,
yes,
especially with the incumbent, within the camp of the incumbent. They
yeah,
are so desperate. We are seeing intimidation tactics already being maneuvered, and a lot of people being a little bit skeptical. But I'm seeing also boldness in Cameroonians saying that they really like going out there to say they really want change. I just
yesterday
wanted to
after the
find.
rally in Marwa, our regional chairperson was inflicted wounds. He was fought Luckily, all those who engaged him in a fight, CPDM militants, have been identified. The threats continue. They are pulling down our banners. The threats continue. Cameroonians, we've suffered for 43 years. No one should accept. The number of representatives should be the number of candidates.
Mm-hmm.
We are hearing stories of,
Yes. So we are
you should
also
all know
seeing.
that you meet 12 ballot papers at the polling
Mhm.
station because they had
Yeah.
been printed, they had been. So normally you're supposed to have 12 polling agents in each polling station. You are in the majority of the opposition and a critical mass to influence the results of those elections there, to influence the fact that what comes out of the ballot box is truly what was casted by Cameroonians.
By Cameroonians. So there's also the aspect of there's someone has asked a question there in the comment section that where are you going to use the evidence at the Constitutional Court? Will it be admissible? You remember that word inadmissible is something that is frequently used at the Constitutional
Even
Council.
I said it somewhere, and I will not mince my words. If you are manning a police station like the president, and there is any unfair play, you're going back to the quarter to meet Cameroonians. Know that it's your life you are putting on the line. The level of sensitization, the level of awareness that I'm seeing out here, nobody should joke. We are not going to take any chances. We always hear this adage of who pays the piper dictates the tune. Cameroonians will dictate the tune this time, and there will be no paying piper or whoever who dictates the tune on us. We just need to sensitize, and we are going to send astute young men and women to the polling station. Their coordinators too will not be joking people. We will be prepared. If these elections, they want to take it, transform it into a resistance. I think me speaking to you, maybe I'm ready to carry that ballot paper box on my head and we'll start walking the streets of Cameroon. The truth should come out from the police station. Elecam staff, make no error. I want to tell you, fellow Cameroonians, like my chairman says, no shake shake.
Yes, no shake shake.
We should
Now,
reclaim.
yes, yeah. Now, in the suburbs, the rural communities, and also in areas where security is a major problem, we've also seen people in the comment section also talking about the Anglophone crisis, the Anglophone regions, that these are areas in conflict. How is your party working to educate and prepare the voters, especially the young people in these areas, the rural community and the conflict areas where security is a major problem?
My dear Mimi, if we have a conscientious people, they are people of the Northwest and Southwest region. We are very curious people. People who always want to learn. At the grassroots level, from ward level to electoral districts, we have been doing our work minutiously. I will not lie to you that during the lockdown that vehicles should not go walking, but our district chairmen were combing the electoral district. Every day they were in one meeting group, one jogging group, or one setting to sensitize the people. Our people are a politically conscious people. All they need to know, they have the information. They are training, they are pulling agents too. All the pulling agents. We were surprised that when we asked for lists of polling agents, which is their names, their numbers, the region sent them to us, already allocating them to polling stations. So all
Okay.
what we were doing at the center here was calling to be sure that that person is in that area. And it's been 90% positive. Some people this week, the turnout and the acceptance level has suddenly skyrocketed. People had fear for their lives.
Mm,
But with
mm,
the announcement of lifting the lockdown and the authorization for people to go out and vote, we have calls from different areas for people volunteering to protect the votes on that day. We have the
mm.
teachers' trade unions. They did not come to sign a contract, but they said if you are a teacher, come out on voting day and go and protect votes. Go and make sure that the elections are free, fair, and transparent.
Yes.
In the
Okay. So I think it's not just the Social Democratic Front that is also working
Yes,
towards protecting votes. So many other parties are doing that. We also
parties,
have
yes,
the movement of the nation builders called the DISO, working
yeah,
towards ensuring that the election results are actually what Cameroonians vote. I mean, the
yes,
winner will be the person that Cameroonians want. So
yes.
is there a consensual effort being put in place to kind of work together after the voting has taken place so
We
that
are still
Cameroonians,
talking.
yeah, mm,
We are in talking terms with all the other, which is we should mutualize our forces at the polling station. The realization was that people did not. We know of people not going out to vote, but ballot boxes were stopped. But with the mutualization of forces, we are talking towards that. I even heard one of the candidates today now talking of Cameroonians and members of his party should go out everywhere to protect the votes. Cameroonians, we are not afraid of their huge vehicles they've carried to the field. Of their, we have to put them in the minority. They will not rig these elections if everybody takes that decision that where I cast my vote, nobody will tamper with my voice. If we
mhm.
all come up with that resolve, they are a minority, a handful of people. They
Okay.
cannot be above us.
Yeah, so when we started Road to A to D, I can remember how the comment section was. If I take you to the comments that time, 3 months ago, people saying,
Yes.
oh, we are not interested in the election. We are not even
Mhm.
sure that we'll vote. We are not interested. But when you look at the comments now, people are even really happy with this conversation. They are learning so much. People are actually saying that this is timely and even looking at how I can see some people asking how you can mutualize your efforts a day on polling day. What I wanted to find out is that for those who, but I can still see some people being skeptical. Oh, why should we go and vote? We can never trust in Cameroon election and so on and so forth. What are you
I would like to talk to such people.
to such people? Okay, yes, before I ask the
Yes.
next
If
question, what is your
you,
message to them? Yes.
I said, if you don't go and vote, you give Mr. Bia a blank check. Not even Mr. Bia, because I still wonder if he's conscious of the fact that we are going for election. You give those goons, all those who go to the field peddling to 2,000 francs and bread and this, you give them a blank check.
Mm,
There are times you don't perform an act just because you go to do it. The first person you please is yourself by saying, I voted for who I want. You choose who you want to vote for. Go on that day and cast your ballot. You may go back home if you went early and return. Those who always want to be scrutineers go to the polling stations as from 4:30, 5 p.m. so that you are the last persons to vote inside that polling station. And then you volunteer to be scrutineer. boast of the fact that I went and voted, I stayed there, participated in counting the votes. Cameroonians, we should not shy away. Change is the only constant. And I have this feeling that if we all go out with resolve, that change will come. We should go out and vote, go out and protect our votes. Same as at this polling center, we have already more than 25 computers and call centers lined up. And the results will be coming in. We'll be pulling them. We'll be pulling them. We
Yes,
send even
there's this
through
question
WhatsApp,
from
through
Enda.
Messenger, through message, those
Yeah,
results should be sent in.
there's this question from Barretta Enda. She says that, can I vote with my old voter's card? It was made in Yaoundé, but now I'm elsewhere. Can I still use it?
I think what you need to do is approach Elecam where you are. During presidential elections, Cameroon is a single constituency. One man, one vote. You are not voting for a list of councillors, and it's not it's the presidential election. All you need to do, my dear, is notify. Just go to any nearby Elecam center and tell them you are here, you would like to cast your vote. And another best way of doing it is go and become a polling agent. There is still time. You can still volunteer to become a polling agent. Polling agents, it's not a must that they are registered in that polling center. There is that extra clause that after that, all those who were participated as agents in the center, you vote and their names are annexed.
Yes,
To
Mamu,
the,
I just wanted to ask, when people hear polling agents, some people will be thinking that polling agents could be people that are appointed, people that have a specific kind of role. Can you really, really tell Cameroonians what polling agents mean so that they understand?
a polling agent is anybody who is mandated by a political party. The SDF has been asking that our district chairpersons per polling station give us 3 days because we don't want to run the risk of somebody may fall sick, somebody may suddenly travel. I will not be there. We should at least have one. But that is why in polling stations and centers, you have controllers in all of those places who go there as early as possible with their polling agent. Polling agent is any Cameroonian who has a voter's card and who
So
is
even if I
willing.
am not, even if I'm not a member of a particular party, I can be a polling agent if I want.
Yes, you're a Cameroonian, a citizen of this country who wants to leave the elections live in a polling station. You can come towards a party and say, I need accreditation. I'm here in Yaoundé. Let me say, I live up at the Leclerc. There's a huge polling station and centers, a center at Lycée Leclerc. I want to vote there. So just attribute your name. Give you a mandate, an accreditation, and you go and you are representing that party in that polling station. And automatically,
So
if
what
you
if I
were
go
not
there
able
and
to
they say
vote,
I can't stay there and
no,
I'm
they
set?
have no right to say so far as you're accredited.
Okay. All
It's
right, ma'am.
accreditation stamped and signed. You don't like now we're already preparing them. Now that as the list of polling stations are coming, we are preparing accreditation. You may have that list of 3, and on that day you don't even have them, but you have people nearby who want to sit in. You just mandate them and they sit in. That is
So
possible.
in your view, what are the biggest challenges to free and fair election in Cameroon today?
We all know, Mimi, that for elections to be free and fair, the body organizing elections should be what you call an independent body. For the number of parties we have in Cameroon, They could have asked each party to suggest a name. We'll take the clergy. We'll take people whom we trust. Each party proposes and they are selected from. But we all know that the electoral board and its management structure are all appointed by the CPDM ruling junta. That notwithstanding, we have participated in stakeholders meetings where some of these questions I'm responding to today, I raised them there. We all know, most especially with these elections, that after 43 years, somebody who was born 43 years ago is 43 today. That's a mature person. That's, and even if somebody was born when multi-partyism was launched, that person is 35, mature people. So these mature people will not take it on the field. Let's not even permit one return sheet to be modified, because watch to the letter that the return sheets that go back to the divisional polling center reflect what came out of where we voted. Each citizen taking just that decision will see that who beat their minority. The population is the majority. I keep
Yeah,
repeating this.
I'm really
We are a
glad that
majority.
yes, I'm really glad that we're having this conversation because it's very timely.
Thank
Um,
you.
I also just wanted to ask, what are you doing differently this year that we didn't see it necessary in 2018 that we probably ignored or your party ignored in 2018? What are some of the
Or we
wrongs that you
neglected,
have
or we were
corrected?
not ready for. In
Yes.
20, since 2023, we have set up the center where we've been recruiting polling agents. Instead of the 30, it was 32,000. We asked that we were going to select 96,000 Cameroonians who are people we can trust, who are, and like I told you, if I were just to remove this, you hear the call center is hot. Cameroonians are getting more excited and now are volunteering. I want to be a polling agent in town A, town B, polling center. So this is the additional extra huge we've done. Imagine the 12 candidates. If let's remove the 1, 2, 3, each person had recruited for the 31,000, almost 1,500 polling, everybody had recruited 80,000 or the 31,000. That would be multiplying the chances of the opposition by 11 or by 10 or by 9. So what we are calling on the others now is that after elections, it's our return sheets that will be talking. We are going to have return sheets from all the polling stations. We have done that in all the divisions. We have a list, not only the divisional headquarters, but our
But you
electoral,
say that you do you trust these polling agents 100%? You're sure they will not be bought?
most especially, these are people who have volunteered. Some were reticent, most especially in the two English speaking regions. When you called, they were like, how are we going to manage to get there? But for the past days, we reopened those their files and started calling back. I've not had one negative response from them. Everybody now is, oh yes, we'll be there to protect our votes. Oh yes, we'll be there to protect. So if I mean the
Because of
opposition
also
has
in the
12.
past had cases where some polling agents were bought
No,
by.
many polling centers were left alone. They came and they were full with food and money. And in the polling station, you should know that you have sacrificed that day from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. or maybe until 7 p.m. when they count until you sign your PV. It has to be that you don't drink too much. So they don't keep going out. They may connive with the others and stop the ballot box. But I look at it very difficult this time because of the number of candidates. Once they enter the polling station, there should be a mutualization. There should be this solidarity. They are all humans. If agent A, polling agent A, because there will be even too many now, is going out to ease themselves, the others should remain alert. We've had occasions when they were both right there. They came and gave them bread, food, maybe toxic food, and some slept off. And
That's a funny
yes,
one.
so they should not even, our polling agents have to eat only what comes from us. What we'll do even is that on the eve, everybody should go with their little what can sustain them for that length of time. If
But
they
is
are
it,
Christians
to
like me,
tell
we
me,
fast.
madam, is it easy? And I mean, in terms of finance, in terms of mobilization, the energy, the resources,
My dear.
how is it going? Is it just
So,
so people
so,
can relate to the challenge that you
it's
all
so,
as,
so cumbersome.
yes,
So cumbersome. Ah, we've been trusting on, we have on our page friends to come and help us. Any Cameroonian listening to us, you may decide that my support for change, I'll contribute 30,000 francs. That will be 3 polling agents that will receive on their mobile money accounts. You would have saved 3 polling stations from being rigged. We keep calling on our sympathizers. Nothing is small to chip in as support towards the struggle. We work from our little means. Every member of my family is already tired of me going back to them to say, look, we are the poor children of this democracy. We don't run the national treasury. We don't. But our collectivity is more than wealth. Our collective effort are more than what money can buy.
right.
So,
Yeah, that's a very important point. So just before we go, I saw a very important comment there as well, which is related to the last question that I had. The person's name is Raza. He says that, but what really happens if at the end of this free and fair election, Mr. Bia still stands the winner or pronounced the winner by Elecam? What will your party do and what should Cameroonians do?
um, I want to reassure you, we are in an era of modern information and technology. I was there in 1992. I was at the campaign headquarters. It was somewhere in Madagascar, Yaoundé. We had polled results and the SDF had won. I will not lie to you. I was already jubilating. I ran up and just put myself like led somewhere in the middle, those pavements in the middle of the road, and I was like, whew, this time around we have modern technology. We shall use that to prove them wrong. If they dare to bring false results, your answer, whoever is asking this question, should be as good as mine. We are all citizens of this country. We are tired of this monarchy, of what has prevailed for this long. We all should be very present out there to defend our votes. If he's proclaimed winner because Cameroonians decided to sell 7 years of their lives to him and justified by the polls, hold off our heart. But fraud, the worst will happen. If they
Mm.
dare do it through fraud, the worst will happen. I see the resolve on Cameroonians. Gen Zs, they even go to, they've been crowding the electoral offices to collect their card. At times, I even go to those centers. When there are too many, I say, but you had your receipt. Check the register. If you know where you're going to vote, if they don't give you that card, don't give up. These are messages to means to dissuade you from going out to vote. Go out and vote. Protect your votes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
the
So,
results will all watch, monitor, make sure that what came out of the polls is what will be counted, and whoever wins will doff our hats. But rest assured, with the work we've done in the grassroots for the past 2, 3 long years after the convention, when I go and feel the population, I'm just coming back from the field. You see a resolved population. They tell you, we don't need filling, we don't want anything to drink from you. We want change. Everything except every other person except Mr. Bia. Why not even say even the devil and Joshua Osi is our dear.
mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Any final words before we go?
Yeah.
Just 1 minute.
I'll call on, yes, fellow Cameroonians. One vote in such an election can impact the change we all advocate. Don't minimize your vote. It may be that one vote that gives the SDF a victory. Let's go out massively and vote. Go out massively and protect our votes. Victory shall be all ours come the 13th of October.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us tonight. It was a
Thank
pleasure as
you.
always.
We apologize again for the lateness. It's
No,
the
it's
internet
okay.
wahala.
We
And I've
totally
been hearing that
understand.
we should download VPN and all what we can do to protect ourselves. They
Mm.
are daring with us. They will not succeed.
We hope so, and amen. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
and we hope
Thank
we'll be
you.
glad to have you some other time again to just
The pleasure is
talk
mine,
some of
Mimi.
these things. Yes, thank you, and have a wonderful evening. And to the
Thank
Cameroonians
you.
watching us, it's always a pleasure having you in this edition of the program. You can see that it's
The
always an
solution.
insightful discussion. Yes, that's the candidate of Madame Muma B. Yvonne. Ahead of the 12th of October presidential election, preparations are upbeat across the national territory, and we can see that Cameroonians are also having that excitement for one thing. They want to see change happen in the country. What change do you really want to bring, and how far are you ready to go to protect that change that you want to see? Like Madame Yvonne said today, it's not just about voting. It is what happens after the voting, protecting that votes and making sure that your candidate wins as you want it. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. It was a pleasure having you tonight. It's always a pleasure having you with us. We'll continue this conversation till before, during, and after the election. Thank you and goodbye.